Good evening. Welcome to the National News broadcast coming to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. I'm Kasani Balachandra.
And I'm Lakshya Singha. We start off tonight's news bulletin by taking a look at the top stories. The local government polls have been postponed again. Continuous raids to nab errant traders. Prices of upcountry vegetables increase. Sa plantains in Jaffna will be exported. 100,000 bonnet monkeys will be dispatched to zoological gardens in China. Legal actions have been taken on the Express Pearl ship fire. A shooting in the USA bank leaves 5 dead. On to those and other stories in detail, starting off with the top story for tonight.
The Election Commission says that the local government polls, which were scheduled to be held on the 25th of April, has to be postponed again due to uncontrollable reasons and now receipt of required funds.
Issuing an announcement, the Commission says that the polls may be held following a confirmation of the exact date for granting relevant funds or a date ordered by the courts. The Election Commission convened this morning under the patronage of Chairman of the Commission, Nimalji Punchiheva. The Commission met today following a special discussion held yesterday between the Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and the members of the Commission. In the announcement signed by Commissioner General Saman Sri Ratnaik, it is mentioned that the Commission is committed to hold the election as scheduled even amidst numerous difficulties. The announcement further states that district returning officers will decide the date of election after consulting the guidance of the Election Commission. The Commission further says that all measures will be taken continuously to hold the election as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Delimitation Commission, Mahinda Deshapriya, has handed over its report to the Prime Minister at the Prime Minister's office. The Delimitation Commission was appointed by the Prime Minister on the 1st of November last year. The committee has been entrusted to reduce the number of 8,000 councillors, amounting to 8. Chairman of the Delimitation Commission, Mahinda Deshapriya, said that this is not a final report since the official term of the Delimitation Commission has been extended up to the 30th of April. The committee will further consider the views and proposals sent by various parties and will make necessary changes. The finalized report is to be submitted on the 30th of April. Only 4 more days are left for the dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year.
People are getting ready to celebrate the New Year these days.
Says that 30 additional train journeys have been added to service for the convenience of commuters during the festive season. Additional General Manager V.S. Polwattage said these special trains will operate until the 16th of this month. Additional General Manager V.S. Polwattage said that the special train leaves Colombo Fort daily at 6:30 a.m. to Badulla until the 16th of this month. A train comes from Badulla at 7 a.m. to Colombo. A train bound to Colombo leaves Badulla at 5:30 p.m. on the 12th and 16th of this month. A special train will operate from Beliata to Colombo along the coastal line. A large crowd was present at the Gunasinghapura and Bastion Mouth bus stands today to reach their hometowns for the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. The National Transport Commission said that buses needed for them have been arranged as usual. A large number of people were also present at the Colombo Central bus stand to leave Colombo.
The Consumer Affairs Authority is continuing the raids conducted against the errant traders who attempted to sell goods at higher prices and the traders who hide stocks of items. Chairman of the authority, Shantagiri said that about 1,700 raids have been conducted during the past few days. A poultry farm at Ganimul area in Gampaha that had sold eggs at higher prices was raided by the Gampaha district officials of the Consumer Affairs Authority yesterday. Meanwhile, the Department of Measurements Unit Standards and Services yesterday inspected the trade stalls at Vaunia town. The officers had taken many substandard weighing machines and appliances into their custody and had taken measures to sue the errant traders. Inspections were carried out in the Kuliapitia town and surrounding areas as well by the public health inspectors of the Kuliapitia MOH office. PHIs of the Navalapiti Urban Council inspected the shops and trade stalls in the town area yesterday. They produced 16 traders who had sold unhygienic food items before the Navalapiti Magistrates Court. Chairman of the Consumer Affairs Authority, Shantagiri said that the authority has started special raids from the 20th of March in line with the festive season. About 1,700 raids have been carried out so far.
There is an increase of the prices of upcountry vegetables at the market as the festive season begins. Traders say that vegetable stocks in large numbers are being received to the Special Economic Centre in Kapetipola at present. The major centre that distributes upcountry vegetables island-wide is the Kapetipola Special Economic Centre. During the past period, farmers became helpless as prices of many vegetable varieties were drastically down. However, prices of many varieties have gone up these days. Even the cheapest variety of vegetables are now sold over 100 rupees a kilo. Many traders from outside areas have come to the Kapetipola Centre to purchase vegetables.
Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, says that they are ready to support Sri Lanka to overcome its challenges. She made these comments at a discussion organized by the IMF yesterday. She has told that the IMF has granted its assistance to several countries such as Sri Lanka and Ukraine. The IMF has also taken steps to increase their assistance granted to the middle-income countries that are at risk. Ms. Georgieva stated that it is a good opportunity for them to support the countries that are entitled to the IMF assistance. She requests Sri Lanka to not to waver in the face of difficulties and stressed that the IMF and many international friends are always with Sri Lanka.
With David, engaging with you, with our partners at the World Bank, because if we can imagine.
In the meantime, President's senior advisor and chief of presidential staff, Sagala Ratnayaka, says that the IMF comprehensive funding program will be taken up for debate in Parliament from the 25th of this month. He said that the political parties that are loyal to the country will be decided at this debate. Sagala Ratnayaka made these comments at a meeting held yesterday at the Foreign Ministry Auditorium to inform the High Commissioners and Ambassadors on Sri Lanka's current economic situation and its progress. Mr. Ratnayaka focused his attention on the program of structural reforms for the economic progress and sustainable growth. He said that it is important to continue the state monetary agreement based on the tax income policies. He also said that the IMF comprehensive funding program is to be submitted for the cabinet approval on the 17th of this month. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri, State Minister of Foreign Affairs Tharaka Balasuriya and several others were present at this discussion.
One of the most important which I thought I must talk to you is regarding our effort to establish domestic truth-seeking mechanism as an accountability process, which had happened for a long period of time. I'm glad the South African High Commissioner is here. I must thank the government of South Africa, President, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and the High Commissioner for facilitating a very important visit for us. Not that we are going to replicate what South Africa has done, but we are going to learn from their experience. And we are looking forward to work with them as somebody who could provide us a necessary technical support. And we are open to technical support from all the others.
This program is not limited purely to fiscal reforms and economic reforms, fiscal reforms, but it also encompasses the reconciliation process, which is key to a recovery for Sri Lanka and for a sustainable growth. It's based on advancing revenue-based fiscal consolidation, which includes tax policy measures. Many of them have already been implemented, but there are others, such as the para-tariff, removal of para-tariffs. It'll take a structured process. There are others that we will have to review in September when we review the IMF program. The revenue administration reforms, as I said, are also taking place. The expenditure rationalization measures are also underway. Then we, under the IMF program, are also strengthening the core public financial management, what we call the PFM function. Includes enacting a new PFM law. Restoring public debt sustainability is also on the program, which is both foreign law, foreign currency debt, as well as the local law, foreign currency debt, and the local law, local currency debt. In addition, restoring price stability and rebuilding the external buffers, ensuring financial stability, reducing corruption, vulnerabilities, and raising potential growth.
State Minister of Finance Shahan Semasinghe says that he had talks with the Managing Director Operations of the World Bank, Anna Biada, on the government's economic restructuring program. Attention has also been focused to obtain assistance to update Sri Lanka's economy. In a Twitter message, State Minister Semasinghe stated that the World Bank envoy had pledged to extend their continuous support to strengthen the social security program and to achieve economic stability in Sri Lanka. Nuwara area is currently becoming crowded these days in this festive season.
If you are planning to visit Nuwara, you may also join and witness the 2023 Sundara Nuwara Salalihini Vasantaya. Today is the 11th day of the festival. The national television is the media sponsor of this event.
Sri Lanka Insurance සමගින් සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැලලිහිණි වසන්තය 2023.
Many visitors from various places of the island are arriving at the Nuwara city these days. We invite you to visit Nuwara to enjoy the beautiful environment and other hospitalities in the area.
සමගින් සුන්දර නුවරඑළිය සැලලිහිණි වසන්තය 2023.
Stay tuned with us. More stories from home coming your way after this short break.
Creama Kothumi, hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
Welcome back as we take a look at more stories from home. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that the upcoming Vesak festival should not be confined to circulars only.
At a discussion held in the Temple Trees yesterday, the Premier said that all laymen and clergy should extend their utmost support to celebrate the Vesak festival. This discussion focused attention on the Vesak celebrations in Colombo. Theras representing Shasana Rakshaka Balamandala and Buddhist organizations in the Colombo district and officials of many state institutions were present at this meeting. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that arrangements have already been started to celebrate Vesak festival in many temples in the Colombo city. Amidst many shortcomings and disturbances, people must enthusiastically come forward to celebrate Vesak. This enthusiasm must be turned into a huge revival at Buddhist temples with the support of the people.
A Chinese delegation has made a request to the Ministry of Agriculture to provide bonnet monkeys, or the more commonly known rilava of Sri Lanka, to zoological gardens in China. Accordingly, 100,000 bonnet monkeys are to be dispatched to China at the first stage. A discussion in this regard was held at the Ministry of Agriculture today. Accordingly, a committee will be appointed to study the legal provisions in sending the endemic Sri Lankan bonnet monkeys to a foreign country. It has been decided to immediately prepare the cabinet paper in this connection. It is revealed that there are nearly 3 million bonnet monkeys in Sri Lanka. It is the leading animal that causes damage to crops. All measures taken by the government to limit the bonnet monkey population has ended up with no results.
Some farmers in Anuradhapur area say that they are unable to sell their paddy harvest. Therefore, they have kept their paddy stocks at their homes. The farmers are toiling to sell their paddy harvest in order to get money to celebrate the new year. However, they have faced immense difficulties due to the price of paddy, which has gone drastically down. Meanwhile, the Agricultural Department requests the farmers to sell their maize stocks without delay. As there's a shortage of maize in the local market, attention has been focused to import maize. However, some farmers have stored their maize harvests with the hope of getting higher prices in future. Minister Mahinda Amravira says that the first stock of organic sour banana cultivated in Jaffna will be exported to Dubai on the 28th of this month.
At a press briefing held in Colombo today, the minister said 25,000 kilograms of banana are scheduled to be exported. Sour banana has been cultivated in 350 acres in Jaffna. Accordingly, 25,000 kilograms of sour banana will be dispatched to the Dubai market per week from the 28th of this month. Establishment of the sour banana export zones are functioning under the technical and financial contribution of the Agri-Modernization project of the Ministry of Agriculture. Under this program, sour banana cultivated in the Rajangani area has been exported 18 times. This is the first time that Jaffna farmers are having the opportunity to export their products. 600 farmers in Jaffna are now engaged in cultivating organic sour banana. 650 hectares of more lands are to be cultivated with sour banana in Jaffna. In addition, a banana exporting centre is to be set up in Sevanagala area as well. Minister Mahinda Amravira said that a sum of 150 million rupees has been set aside for this project. The country earns $20,000 at a time by exporting sour banana in Rajangani area. An income of $40,000 is to be received weekly by exporting Jaffna banana. Since the farmers do not follow international standards in banana cultivation, the country is unable to supply the demand at the international market. Meanwhile, the auspicious time for tree planting falls at 6:38 a.m. on the 20th of April. Minister Mahinda Amravira said that this tree planting campaign is carried out island-wide under the title "Plant a Tree to Get a Fruit."
The Attorney General's Department has taken legal actions under the criminal law regarding the Express Pearl ship fire incident. The Marine Environment Protection Authority announces that it had submitted all required information to the Attorney General's Department in this connection. A committee of experts have estimated the damages caused to the environment by the fire of the ship. The estimated report has been handed over to the Attorney General's Department in January this year. The Cabinet has also given its approval to case this file in Singapore. The Marine Environment Protection Authority says that the support of an Australian legal firm has been taken for this purpose.
A seminar on development and regulation of the animation industry for developing countries is set to begin on April 13th in China. The relevant training course has been organized by the Hunan International Business Vocational College for the 10th consecutive occasion. The training course is expected to last for 14 days. The theme of the program is the development of the animation industry. 25 participants, including experts and scholars from relevant fields in Sri Lanka, Ethiopia, Gambia and Cuba, are taking part in the course. The aim is to share China's relevant experience in the field of animation industry with various developing countries. Experts and scholars from Hunan Radio and Television Group and renowned media universities in Hunan Province are expected to deliver lectures during the course. Through the platform of the seminar, promoting exchanges and cooperation between China and various developing countries and enhancing friendship between China and people of recipient countries is expected. That's it for local stories. Up next is news from overseas.
ක්‍රීමා කොත්තුමි hot and spicy නව වසරක් වේවා.
Welcome back, and in your foreign news tonight,
5 people died when an employee opened fire at a bank in Louisville, Kentucky in the United States. The victims were aged between 40 and 64. Among 9 others injured was a rookie police officer who had graduated to the force just 2 weeks ago. The officer was shot in the head and is still critical after brain surgery. Police responded within 3 minutes and fatally shot the attacker in an exchange of gunfire. The shooting took place at the Old National Bank in the city center at about 8:30 local time.
the US and the Philippines are holding their largest ever joint military drills a day after China concluded large-scale exercises around Taiwan. Over 3 days, China's military rehearsed blockades of Taiwan in response to the island's leader meeting the U.S. House Speaker last week. U.S. criticized China's display of firepower as disproportionate, while Taiwan President Tsai said it was irresponsible and she had the right to make visits to the U.S. The U.S. drills had been earlier planned. Filipino and U.S. officials say the drills show their commitment to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region that is open and free.
Foreign media reports that the Italian Coast Guard is carrying out 2 large-scale operations to rescue around 1,200 migrants from overcrowded boats off the coast of Sicily. Italian Coast Guard says that about 800 people are traveling on one of the fishing boats while around 400 are on the other. The country's Coast Guard has already rescued around 2,000 people in other operations since last Friday. At least 2 people died during the weekend's boat crossings. Migrants' arrival to Italy have risen steeply compared with the same period last year, despite efforts by the right-wing coalition government to clamp down on irregular migration. The boat carrying 400 people, which is believed to have set out from Libya, was still without help till yesterday.
Interest rates in major economies are expected to fall to pre-pandemic levels because of low productivity and aging populations, according to a forecast by the International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund said increases in borrowing costs are likely to be temporary once high inflation is brought under control. The Bank of England has been raising interest rates since December 2021, taking them from 0.1% to 4.25%. This has raised mortgage payments for many homeowners. Central banks in the United Kingdom and the United States, Europe and other nations have been lifting interest rates to combat the rate of price rises, otherwise known as inflation. In the United Kingdom, inflation is at its highest for nearly 40 years because of rising energy prices and soaring food costs.
Meanwhile, the North Korean leader calls for expansion of war deterrence capabilities. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has called for expanding the country's war deterrence capabilities in a more practical and offensive way, state media said, to counter what it called frantic aggression by the United States and South Korea. Kim's call comes as Pyongyang has opened the year with a flurry of weapons tests, including what state media has claimed are nuclear-capable underwater drones and the launch of 2 intercontinental ballistic missiles. Yesterday, Kim attended a meeting of the Central Military Commission to discuss ways to cope with the escalating moves of the US imperialists and the South Korean perpetrators to unleash a war of aggression, Pyongyang's Korean Central News Agency said.
The escalating security threat from North Korea, which conducted more than 70 missile
Prima Kotumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
And in your sports news tonight, para-athletes who won medals at several international tournaments met Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe. Praising them for their talents exhibited, the minister said that steps will be taken in future to provide required facilities for them.
Sri Lankan athletes participated at 3 international tournaments during the past few days, namely Australian National Para-Athletics Tournament, International Para-Athletic Tournament and the Open Para-Table Tennis Tournament held in Egypt. Dinesh Priyantha, Samita Dulan, Anil Prasanna Jailath, Madhuranga Subhasinghe, Nuwan Indika Pradeep Somasiri and Dinesh Deshapriya won medals at these tournaments. President of the National Paralympics Committee, Lieutenant Colonel Deepal Herath, also participated at this meeting with the Sports Minister.
Lucknow Super Giants won the IPL T20 match against Royal Challengers Bangalore, played in Bangalore by 1 wicket.
Batting first, Royal Challengers scored 212 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Captain Faf du Plessis scored 79 runs, not out in 46 balls with 5 fours and 5 sixers. Virat Kohli scored 61 runs and Glenn Maxwell scored 59 runs. In response, the Lucknow Super Giants won the match in the last ball thriller. Nicholas Pooran scored 62 runs in 19 balls.
Prima Kotumi, hot and spicy Nava Vasarak Veva.
And with that, we conclude tonight's English news on Rupavahini. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Good night.